Hi guys, I'm Jiaoying Summers. Welcome to the Tiger Milk podcast.
In your 20s, you can get away with that.
Mhm.
So that's the biggest one is like, especially when people are like 2 years in worrying about like, oh, I need to make this money from comedy, or like I have this job that's like really hectic. Like find that balance where it's like, how do I make enough money to live with the least amount of time possible so I can focus all my attention on comedy? That's what I think the best part to do.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And then I feel like that's the one that so many people screw up on, and it costs them so much time and effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so it's like a lifestyle design thing. Design your life that you'll be the best at this. Same probably goes for Olympic athletes or something like that. And then probably the next one is don't listen to too much of the advice from older people. We're like maybe a little bit here and there, and figure out try to get good at points not to take and to take, but more importantly, find your crop of people that you guys think the same, and then you'll have your little crew, and you sort of build the way that you do comedy with your rules of what you guys think is like good and bad, and what you think's funny and not funny. And you're younger, so you'll be more on the pulse, which means so your advantage is you're younger, so then you guys kind of develop your own rules and police yourselves and have your own little they always say find your tribe, but find your group of people that you sort of see the world the same way and comedically, and make your own like rules of what you like and don't like, as opposed to listening to older people.
Wow, that's brilliant. I love that when you
I
say
don't know, brilliant, but I think
it
it's
is
a good
so
one.
important, because if you think about comedy as a way of getting rich and famous, you can never make it, because you're you just started, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're lucky having a spot. You're not getting any money.
If you're trying to do comedy as a way of getting rich and famous, like I just think in my own, I'll talk about me, but like, there are people that have probably like done that path and it's worked out well for them. But like, I would say if you're just trying to be rich and famous and you're trying to optimize, you go, what problem are you solving? Right. And you go, oh, that's the most, be honest. And you go, the most thing I want is to be rich and famous. There's probably easier ways to do that.
Yeah. Like,
this is probably like the worst way to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like even just think about like gym influencers, right?
Yeah.
They have to do like 3 hours in the gym every day, take all these supplements, watch what they eat, stay fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to be an influencer, that one's a harder one to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like comedy, like why would you want to do the one that's the hardest one?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just want to be an influencer, there's a million better ways to do that than having to do it like what's a bad lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something that kind of never ends. It's at nights and that never ends. And your reward
very bad
is
for
more
family.
of that. It's very bad for family. It's probably bad for your
touring,
health. It's probably bad
money's
for your
on the
mental
road.
health. You got to be on the road a lot. And then you're kind of never turn it off. So it's like, if you're just trying to be rich and famous, like this, in my opinion, is like the worst way to do that.
Yeah. You have to love it. Like you have to love it just to get better at it, and make people laugh, and not think about the money at the beginning. That's why it was so important for you to say, because young people are like, oh, I'm gonna start booking this gig and booking this and make money in comedy. No, you won't make money in comedy in the first 5 years.
Yeah, if you want to think of it like a trade, it's like, I mean, you'll also get crappier too, because right, you'll also be focused on the wrong things, like getting good really quick and being able to be like an act that's can kind of perform anywhere, because that's where the money is. Like, of course, of course, right? Because you're like, you want to be in the places where you make money. And if you're like not that great, the places where you can get money is going to be the fastest way to do that. Will be the broadest comedian to never really develop a voice. You'll kind of fit into what it is.
There are so many people like that, been doing it for 20 years.
It's like poison to a young comic.
They just do the hacky stuff. Like,
well, if you want to get good the quickest, that is the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, right? So it's like, it's like poison to sort of, to like give yourself any other goal other than trying to get good at that, which is like, that's a hard enough goal as is. So if you have 4 other goals at the same time, like, even like, social media and all that stuff that people probably focus on too young, but I don't know, there's probably exceptions to all these rules, but it's hard to optimize for a lot of things at the same time. I would say I've probably done 3 things in my life that I would say that I became like an expert at over the course of my 37 years or whatever. And which would probably be music, comedy, and filmmaking. So those would be like the 3 things.
Mine's like losing a husband, pissing off my mom, and leaving my kids.